Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. Now, of course, today's no different. Today, we're back to talk about Eboni K Williams from The Real Housewives of New York, her confusion over Bershan's role on the show, where she stands with Ramona, and we have a reunion update. Finally. Of course, we're going to jump into all of that. But before we do, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, roll that intro.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
So obviously we know that Eboni K Williams has had an intense freshman season on The Real Housewives of New York. And now watching it back, this is the interesting part about it. A lot of people don't understand this, but when these people film these reality TV shows, not only do they live it once, but then they have to watch the whole show back because it's part of their contract. They get the episodes before we do. They watch the episodes and then they have to go on social media and talk about it live, whether it's Twitter, social media, whatever the case is. And then they have to do interviews and be questioned about everything that they went through. Eboni said that rewatching it back was not only triggering, but it was also traumatizing because there was a lot of stuff that went down that, well, it just was a lot, I guess is the best way to put it. This is what she said. There was one instance when Luann de Lesseps referred to Eboni as angry, and she said, well, I was like, maybe I'm showing up as hyper emotional, more hyper emotional than I actually felt inside. But all it did for me watching it back was affirm, no, I was pretty calm. And then she told us, well, told Variety that she was more discouraged seeing it, watching it back, seeing some of the things that were said about her, some of the things that she was called, like angry, by Luann. That was worse watching it back than it ever was to begin with. She said, I was really glad when Luann said, you know, I didn't say anything about your color. However, I was able to articulate the subtext, which is you don't have to. It's implied. Now, not only did she have a couple rough moments with Luann, but she also had a few with Ramona. It seemed like Ramona throughout this season, that's still playing out, that she doesn't want to continue to talk about politics, the difference in color. She doesn't want to talk about these harder topics. She wants to keep it fluff, frou-frou. Sonia has a drinking problem. Leah's batshit nuts over here. She wants to keep it like that, even though I don't feel like Leah is batshit nuts, but I'm saying, you know, from the perspective of looking through Ramona's lenses, you can tell that she wants to keep it very cotton candy, and that's not what Eboni came to do. Eboni let us know that she had dinner with Ramona a few weeks ago as per her request, and she said she's always going to be open to that conversation. And she also added that now, moving forward, I think that we both know where our limitations are. All right, okay. Glad to see that they can make amends. Eboni also added that, you know, what was totally foreign to me was Ramona's total hostility and basically not being able to acknowledge, well, basic truths. She said that that was hard for her and she doesn't really know what to do when she's having a conversation with someone who refuses to acknowledge baseline realities. Now, there was a rumor that was going a little bit haywire where people were accusing Eboni of trying to get Ramona fired. And she made it very clear, no. And she said, I'm not a, well, she used the P word. She said, I will own my truth pretty much. If I wanted to get her fired, and that was something that I was out here on a mission to do, then I would say it. However, she never made that suggestion directly, indirectly, or in any other capacity. It just was never mentioned. This is a complete rumor. Now, when it comes to Eboni's relationship with Bershan, she said that she was happy to see another Black woman join the show, but she didn't really know why she was brought in. And she let us know that production wasn't clear as to what Bershan's role was. This is what Eboni said about that. What I was confused about was Bershan's role on the show, because like it was mentioned, she was brought in halfway through. Nobody would be really clear about, is she filming? Is she a housewife? If she is her castmate, if she's not her castmate, it was all pretty much in limbo, just all up in the air. So the women didn't know, why are we filming with her? What is she on the show? Is she casted? Is she not casted? It's a basic question, but really, is it? Because you have to remember too, these women test for filming, so you might see glimpses of them, but then if they're not that exciting, then Bravo will do their best to cut them out of the show and then just keep them as a friend of. I mean, I feel like we're watching the same thing on Potomac right now. Estella is testing for the show. That's why she's being brought into group events. She's being brought on the vacation. It makes sense when you test a woman out. But for Bershan, she wasn't even introduced as a friend of the show. She wasn't introduced as anything. Now, getting back to the most important question is, what is going on with the reunion? Are they going to actually film it? Is it postponed? It was supposed to film August 5th. Then we heard sometime in September, but now Eboni has confirmed that there has been a date given to film. Eboni said, I was told a time. I was told that we're having a reunion. I was told what to wear to said reunion. That's all she's giving us. She's not giving the actual date. But the good news is, at least we have one. I want to see the reunion so bad, and I want to know, are some of these tougher conversations going to be addressed, or are they going to sweep them under the rug? I can't see a reunion where they would actually sweep any of this under the rug, considering this has been the main outline of this season of the show. Politics, what's going on in the world, the pandemic. These are tougher conversations, yes. And I know a lot of fans, a lot of people who are watching the show, they don't want to have these conversations. I've seen comments literally saying, I don't watch the Housewives to know what's going on in the world. I watch the Housewives to escape that world and just watch a bunch of women go wild and just live these luxurious lifestyles. And then I see on the other end of the spectrum where some people are like, no, I want to see more depth and conversation on the Housewives. And I think Eboni did a great job in doing so. So it really is split 50-50. That's why now that the show has actually aired, and it's still airing, we're going to get a new episode tomorrow night. The network, Bravo, the producers, they've all had the opportunity to see how the fans are reacting. So with that, it kind of gives them, one, a responsibility on how they're going to navigate the reunion, and two, an idea as to what people want to see and what they don't want to see. And I think that's going to be very, very telling going into the reunion. But I have a few questions for you guys. One, what storyline are you most interested in on this season of The Real Housewives of New York? Is it Eboni trying to find her dad? Is it Leah McSweeney converting to Judaism? Is it Ramona just being Ramona and being kind of tone deaf sometimes? Or maybe even becoming a realtor? I don't know. Countess Luann de Lesseps, who's no longer a countess, what is her storyline? And then everyone ganging up on Sonia for her drinking? This, I think I can speak for all of us by saying, while I love a lot of these women on the show, and I love Eboni K Williams on the show, this has not been the best season. There's been a lot of blame cast all over the place. Some blame the politics of it. Some blame the casting. Some don't like Leah. Some don't like Eboni. A lot of people don't like Ramona. I think it was because we just didn't have enough cast members. I think they made a big mistake by cutting Dorinda. That shouldn't have happened. And like Beverly Hills, who has, they have 8 housewives, 8 cast members. That's so important and vital to the success of the franchise. They did a revamp on Orange County. They're doing a revamp on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I hope that they not recast, but add to the cast of The Real Housewives of New York. Give me your thoughts on that too, guys. All right. Well, if you haven't already, you know what to do. And before we go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell. Because, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.